Good Morning Richmond starts now.
5:30 on the dot on your Wednesday morning. I like to call it Winter Weather Wednesday.
Dun, 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 dun.
Thanks for joining us for Good Morning Richmond. I'm Amie McLean.
And I'm Morgan Dean. I think that's a pretty good name for the show today.
Happening today, former Governor Bob McDonnell and his wife Maureen will head to court. New this morning, Henrico police identify the man killed Monday at a Henrico apartment complex. 30-year-old Lorenzo Harris died at VCU Medical Center after being shot several times. Take a look. This was the scene at the New Bridge Village Apartments around 11:30 p.m. Monday night. Police are still trying to figure out the motive for the shooting, and right now there's no word on a suspect. If you have information on the case, call Crime Stoppers.
Charlene Englund, again, so sad. He will be missed. R.I.P. I think people just still really shocked.
Yeah, and I think it's because his movies a lot of times brought so much life, so much laughter, and then to find out that he was really battling depression and dealing with so many painful things. Yeah,
and there was such a wide range of topics he covered in his movies.
That's right. 8 News reporter Nadine Yanis is live in Richmond for us, where the city has shut down the Boulevard Bridge. Nadine, how are conditions right now? RVA, you're waking up to snow in the area. In fact, our own Nadine Yanis is tracking road conditions as you get ready to head out to work and school. And you know what? Our producers have kicked us out of the studio, put us in the parking lot to give you a live look at the conditions. It is falling. Very light snow, though.
Yeah, very light. Amy, this is a fun event. The NASCAR, this pace car, is the one that will actually be used in this September.
Exactly. So if you're a NASCAR fan or if you want to bring your kids out, there's a lot to see. In addition to dropping off your food and funds, you can come out here. I've got my road buddy here, Miss Sydney Cameron from 8 News. So we're just chilling and having a good time. There's also live music. So there's plenty to do here at Matt's Great 8 Tailgate.
All right, well, I'm over here with Matt talking about the forecast and the low humidity that's in store.
I mean, finally a little break. Some people have really said, all right, this is enough.
Done with it.
Had some real good heat and humidity.
And check out these hiring events. Lowe's is hosting a recruitment event going on today. It's actually happening from 1 to 3 p.m. here at the Chesterfield Resource Workforce Center. So here's a flyer online, and you can find out more information on our website. And then next Thursday, the Greater Henrico Job Fair taking place at St. Joseph's Villa. We'll have much more on this event next week. And then mark your calendars for later in September. Telemundo is hosting a career fair on September 20th. That's happening at the Science Museum of Virginia. Of course, to register and learn more about these events, go to WRIC.com and search Job Watch. Mom and Dad, here's a cool story if you have a high schooler at home. The days of driving or flying to a college campus to see if you like it may be coming to an end. Now you can take a virtual tour and go from one school to another in literally seconds. A company called UVisit is using a special headset from Oculus Rift. Earlier this year, the headset made headlines after Facebook bought the business for $2 billion. Oculus isn't widely available just yet, only at some college fairs and recruitment events. To have a headset at your home would cost you about $350, but some say that would be well worth the price tag, so you wouldn't have to fly to visit all those schools.
Primary turned out to be a huge GOP upset, making headlines across the nation.
Oh yeah, joining us now is 8 News political analyst Richard Marr. Thanks for joining us, Richard.
You're welcome.
I guess the first big question, how did this happen and how did we not see it coming?
Brat was successfully able to portray Cantor as the ultimate Washington insider, someone who didn't have the interests of the Richmond residents at heart.
And what do you think this means for the Commonwealth, Richard? Does this mean that a Democrat could potentially take this 7th district now?
Well, we have to say that anything's possible after last night, but it's really hard to see a path to victory for a Democrat.
Power outages are already widespread and only expected to get worse. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has been riding out the hurricane. She joins us live now from Nags Head, North Carolina. Marcy, good morning.
Amie Parker.
Well, Marcy, I know you mentioned that all of the vacationers who evacuated, but a lot of people decided to ride out the storm too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're back at 5:13 with another live look outside in North Carolina and the Outer Banks as Hurricane Arthur bears down on the coast. These are live pictures coming to us from the Avalon Fishing Pier. You can see the waves and wind picking up there in the live shot. Of course, we'll continue to monitor the conditions there, but right now let's take a look at some other stories topping your headlines on this 4th of July. Welcome back. Your time is 6:15 and we are taking another live look from Ferguson, Missouri. You can see a lot of fire crews there working to put out flames at various buildings. There have been reports of people setting cars on fire, buildings on fire, also vandalizing and looting stores. Of course, this is all in reaction to the grand jury's decision not to indict Officer Darren Wilson in the shooting death of unarmed teen Michael Brown. We'll continue to follow this situation developing in Missouri and bring you updates as soon as we have them. Thank you, Matt. We've been hearing from reporters throughout Central Virginia since the first flakes started falling, and we want to take a look at some of your pictures here on Facebook. I love this one. This one was sent in from Unica Loca, Snoopy and her kids. I'd say they did a really good job making that Snoopy there. This one was sent in from Desiree Anderson. She says she and her family are enjoying the snow. They made a really nice snowman with a scarf and hat and everything. And take a look at this one sent in from Lori Ashley near Bon Air in Chesterfield. She says first big snow and turning the big one. And then you can see her little bitty baby there in the picture. Of course, you can become a part of 8 News by sharing your photos, videos, and story ideas by emailing ireport8@wric.com. Just call the hotline as well, 330-8000. Well, the snow, ice, and cold temperatures are creating problems at Richmond International Airport. Last night, almost all of the incoming flights were canceled or delayed. Take a look now at the flight boards. This is the departures page, and as you can see, a whole lot of red on your screen. Almost all of the flights are canceled. We're scrolling through right now on our iPad, so things not looking good. Just one flight. It's a U.S. Airways flight to Boston. That is the only one listed on time. All other flights are listed as canceled. Well, across the country, 4,000 flights have already been grounded for today. If you're traveling by train, be ready for delays and cancellations as well on Amtrak. And here's what we're learning. Service is affected up and down the East Coast. Greyhound is also scrapping bus routes between North Carolina and Massachusetts. And back out live, here's a live picture at the Boulevard Bridge where you can see the big road closed sign. Nadine was just out there telling us about conditions there. And Matt, I'm sure it's going to remain closed for a while this morning.
It should. And you know, again, we had that state of emergency.
Well, up next, a story Amy and Tim can definitely relate to. Over the weekend, dozens of fans got to rappel off the legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. It's all part of the Over the Edge campaign for Special Olympics. Participants had to raise $1,000 for the organization. And of course, last year, as we remember, you can see him there. Amy and Tim had the chance to participate in a similar event held here in Richmond. They joined more than 100 rappellers who went over the edge of the SunTrust building.
Yes, the second tallest building in Richmond. And Tim, we were a good team.
Yeah.
We gave each other encouragement, and maybe you'll do it this year, Amanda.
There's been a little pressure, so I don't know.
I'm chicken. I freely admitted I can't do it. I'm afraid
my palms are sweaty right now just having
thinking
watched
about it.
that brief
But
clip.
how tall is Lambeau Field? Lambeau Field's not all that tall, right?
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
I could have done Lambeau Field, maybe.
Okay, now you could have done
But I couldn't do the one in Richmond. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I freaked out up on top of the Dominion building one time in Richmond doing a story one time.
It's actually not that bad. I think the first little leap,
when you
lean
back. Yeah, that's terrifying.
I'm getting a little queasy, y'all just talking about it.
Tim loves it. Take it away.
All right.
Good Monday morning, everyone. You just missed Morgan's dance moves. They were pretty good.
They were a little frightening. We don't do that on Mondays to keep from scaring the folks away.
Oh, well, we're happy to see you this morning. I'm happy to be back here with everybody at 8 News after a little bit of time off.
Yeah, lots of folks missed you. So everybody on Twitter that asked, look, I told you Amy was coming back. She's here.
I was work-related, doing some training down in Florida. It was, yes. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, Tim and I are buying that. Did you bring us back some saltwater taffy?
No. Sorry. But I brought back some sunshine.
That's true. Not yet.
Kinda.
Not yet. It's coming, though.
It's coming.
Just about an hour or so. All right. You need that winter coat, then you need the rain gear.
Yeah.
It's just a raw and nasty day for sure.
It is. But if we can just get through today, the next few days, we're going to have sunshine.
7, 8 days of sunshine.
So there you go. Pay the piper today and it all pays off.
That's right.
That's really the best way we can say it.
That's true. And it's not on the weekend, so we have to look at that, too.
Weekend looks very nice.
Yes.
All right. We'll be back in 25 minutes to check your roads and another check on the forecast. We'll see you then.